Hi parents, it's me, Miss Spears, with your What's Happening video for this week, October 30th through November 3rd. So this week we really started to get more into the story Lightning Thief, and yesterday we worked on determining words, and in social studies we worked on chapter 2, the ancient Near East. We're in unit 2, the ancient Near East, and we've worked on chapter 2, which is all on the ancient life in Israel. Today in ELA, students worked on connecting text to film. So we watched the clip of the from the Percy Jackson movie where the Minotaur fight scene between Percy and Grover and the Minotaur and Percy's mom, and we compared and contrast that to the same scene in the text. Today we learned about the daily life in Israel. We looked through an ancient Israel home, and we went through what their life would have been like, their food. We looked at how they would have designed their homes, what they would have done with their day. And tomorrow students are going to actually work on the handout portion and complete that for a grade. Also, tomorrow, students will work on a cold read writing assignment. And last week, they worked on the multiple choice questions for the cold read. They're going to start having a cold read each week, which means that they're going to go through one story that covers 2 weeks. So this gives them more exposure to and more practice to get them prepared for the LEAP test to look at stories that are not contained within the unit text. So because when they get to the LEAP test, it's not going to be about Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. So this way they get practice all along the way. It's broken up. They get a story 1 week for a grade, a reading grade where they'll look at the multiple choice questions. And then the next week they'll have that same story and they'll work on the writing portion. Also tomorrow they're going to work on lesson 12 of the Lightning Thief and work on their summarizing skills. For social studies, we're going to continue with that handout that I previously mentioned, as well as challenges for the Israelites. Thursday, students will have another grade in ELA. This will count as a reading grade, which is going to be about students being able to prove whether or not they believe that Percy Jackson is a hero. It's an opinion, but they need to be able to support their opinion with valid text evidence. And they'll work on that for a reading grade on Thursday. And this directly connects to their culminating writing task as well. So that'll happen, of course, at the end of the 9 weeks. In social studies on Thursday, we'll review the Israelites' achievements. And on Friday, students will begin their extension task in ELA. That's where they get to go through looking at the instructions for their research project. They'll have multiple days throughout this unit to work on it in class. And of course, it will be for a grade, but they'll get all of that information about how that will work this Friday. And also on this Friday, students will work on their Chapter 2 test for social studies. It's not an open book test. Students are also not allowed to bring the book home to study, but don't fear. There's a copy of the book inside of my Google Classroom. So if you go to the classwork tab, you scroll down to where it says social studies materials. Here it says Unit 2, the ancient Near East text. You click on that, and I would just go through and review each night with them. Chapter 2, it's a very short chapter, and just go over it. That along with the review that we're doing every day in class, and they should be all set for Friday's test. If you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. Have a wonderful week.